feel much better now, thanks to you. I don't think I thanked you properly down there. I was pretty shaken. I found a few Jedi artifacts down in the sublevels. I was planning on selling them to Darala, but I'll sell them to you if you want them instead. Oh, that again? I sold Sulru the moisture vaporator in the same condition it was in when I found it. All right. Darala got there before me, and she just took the modulator because she was loaded down with the other stuff that Sulru abandoned. But after I sold the farmer back his moisture vaporator, I won the modulator from Darala in a game of stones. Finders keepers. I've got a permit that allows me to salvage anything on the Enclave grounds. I didn't make up the laws here, but I abide by them all the same. You're a bit demanding, aren't you? If you want the modulator, I'll sell it to you for 500 credits, the same price I offered to Sulru. Okay, here's the modulator, and thanks for saving my life. But do me a favor, don't ask for any more favors. Back again, huh? I don't know what more I can say to you, but it's nice to see you again, regardless. It was all Tapale's fault. She said the entryway to the sublevel was safe enough. That area has hardly been explored. We barely got in there. Then everybody started going left and right, grabbing anything they could. It was every man for himself, and nobody was watching for Lagrex. Then, before you know it, we were under attack by those beasts. So salvagers were running every which way, and they left me to die. All the easy pickings have been picked. Now everything that's worth more than a glass of Juma juice is long gone. So the sublevel is about the only place that's left. And as you might have noticed, it's very dangerous down there. Almost nobody's managed to get anything from down there. Not that it matters. Nothing gets by you, huh? There was a group that managed to get in and got one of the best hauls ever. Tapale said we could do that too, but they were a damn sight more organized than we were. And they've caused more problems dead than they ever did alive. They were the first to really get anything from this damn level. They were so confident they went right back in. A bunch of us salvagers waited by the entrance. Only 2 of the 4 came back, and one died right away from his wounds. The other man was going to be rich, but then he picked a fight with Garevik. It wasn't much of a fight. Then there was no one left, and that's the whole problem. Well, since every last one of them is dead, they're fine just sitting in the militia's headquarters. That's one of the biggest claims ever, and they won't give it to nobody. So people keep saying that they were owed by the dead salvagers, or that they're related. But Zeron isn't an idiot. The only thing he's gonna believe is a will. And after some tried to pass less than authentic ones off on him, now he'll only take a will and their personal effects. She was playing you for a fool. No doubt she'd like to find those bodies. That plus a conveniently worded will, and she'd make a pile of credits. Probably not, since you know the truth. Unless you're willing to make a fake will, though, the truth won't help. You look like the type of moron that'll just turn it into Zeron. That may be the right thing to do, but it don't make it the smart thing. Whatever you want to know, I owe you. I think I was the only one that managed to find anything worth something down there. A crystal and a couple things that look like they go in a lightsaber. I found 3 things down there. One's some sort of crystal and the others look like lightsaber parts. If you give me 1,000 credits, you can have it all. That'll be enough for me to get off this rock. No returns on this, you're stuck with what you buy. A pleasure doing business with you. Now I can finally get passage back home. I hope that junk is worth it to you, I really do. Come back anytime. It'll take me a while to get everything set straight. Back again, huh? I don't know what more I can say to you, but it's nice to see you again, regardless.
Jaren says you saved him down there. Next time you should ask for a reward.
What? Who is that? Oh, it's you. You go down into the sub-levels yet? Or did you suddenly develop some sense? It's a shame about them. Have any luck getting to their bodies? I figure there's about no chance you'll succeed, but the reward is still open. I should flay him alive for helping an outsider. I figured it was worth a try. Those salvages are worth more dead than they ever were alive. I hope the Legrex make short work of you, outsider. Goodbye. What? Who is that? Oh, it's you. You go down into the sub-levels yet? Or did you suddenly develop some sense? Certainly. Take your time. Look through the pile. I will silence this one.
Any luck on getting my modulator back from Joran? I don't think anyone here will be able to help me. Excellent. How did you deal with Joran? Really? You must have been very persuasive. I'm relieved this situation is finally resolved. You have more than earned this reward.
Making a big mistake. There's good reasons for what I did. Barun is gonna get all of Khoonda killed. You don't know the whole story. I'll tell you what I tell all those grubby salvagers. No body, no claim. I'm no longer even looking at wills or credit notes, and if you think that's gruesome, then go space yourself. Let me see the will. I'll be glad to get rid of this claim and get those salvagers out of my headquarters. He left all his possessions to one of the other dead salvagers? Will I ever get rid of that damn Jedi garbage? Guess nobody gets them now. The administrator will have to figure out what happens to them. And until then, the salvagers are gonna keep bothering me.
Thanks for your support. I've been waiting for some time to get my chance to lead the militia the right way. I hope that you haven't run into any difficulties you couldn't deal with. Is there anything else I can assist you with? Who do you want to know about? There are 3 groups of people on the planet right now. The settlers, salvagers, and the mercenaries. Dantooine is one of the younger worlds of the Republic. A couple of generations ago, this world was still untamed. We made great progress, in no small part due to the Jedi. But recently, we have been losing ground. During the war, the most prominent settler families either fled or were executed by the Sith. Losing their resources and the Jedi was too great a loss. But now we are organizing and starting to truly work together. Once we achieve that, I am confident that Dantooine can be safe and prosperous again. No, I suppose I'm not. We need the Republic and always have. We aren't self-sufficient yet and we need aid. The fate of the Telos project is intimately tied to our own. The most humanitarian elements of the Senate have put their careers at stake in the rebuilding of Telos. If those efforts succeed, their prominence will grow and further aid will be given freely. But if they fail, there are colder, more authoritative elements in the Senate that could come to power. They would think nothing of leaving the strategically unimportant worlds to their own devices. That would be a tragic day for Dantooine and many other worlds. The Republic is in flux. Its final shape is uncertain.
Halt, settler. This is a restricted area. How the hell did you get through the Kinrath? You should leave. He's a Jedi Master? Well, the bounty's gonna be that much sweeter then. Nar Shaddaa is paying extremely well for Jedi, especially if they're alive. I'm gonna say this nice and simple for your little calf-hurting head. Unless you want to wind up dead, leave now. What? That's a Jedi trick! We trained against that during the war. It's a Jedi, man! Kill her before she tries something else!
I am listening. Take them down.
Always rushing into action without thinking of the consequences. What? You're expecting thanks? Khoonda is in danger, and you've ruined the best chance of averting a full-scale conflict. Right now, Dantooine is at a critical moment. If Khoonda falls, then the Republic may lose control of this system. Still, I'm surprised you were able to get this far. Although you do have your Jedi training to fall back on. Every action has consequences, no matter how small or insignificant they seem. And even the smallest choice has the potential for harm. The Mandalorian Wars was proof of this. Intentions mean nothing if a greater tragedy is caused. Did you think rushing into battle against the Mandalorians did anything but bring more harm to the galaxy? It only served to bring about a second war more dangerous than the first. Countless Jedi died in both conflicts, and everyone who followed Revan and Malak died or returned to the dark side. Except, conveniently, you. Disobeying the Jedi Council brought about more destruction than the Mandalorian Wars ever could. Countless Jedi lost, the Republic broken. Enough of this. This is not the time for such arguments. The mercenaries have allied themselves with the Exchange and are planning to attack Khoonda. They've been holding off for the right moment. And now, since they lost their captive Jedi, they'll attack immediately. I'm going to try to reach Administrator Adari. Time is of the essence.
You are the Jedi I've heard reports of, and I am Azkul, leader of the mercenaries on Dantooine. That is correct, and I want you to help me. According to my reports, I have 4 times as many soldiers as the militia, and I'm committed to taking Khoonda. It is inevitable that I will succeed. If you wish to avoid my men eradicating the people of Dantooine, you will make it easier for me to take Khoonda. Of course, I will pay well for your services. You'd better reconsider. I can't have a Jedi interfering with my plans. There is a considerable bounty on your kind that I will collect on unless you're working for me. Men, I trust you can handle this Jedi.
I see you have found the elusive Master Vrook. He's told me that his rescue complicated our situation to some degree. I can't say that I anticipated that. I thank you for finding him, though. Vrook has informed me that the mercenaries devised a plan of attack to annihilate Khoonda itself. I must ask for your aid again, Jedi. I've placed Zeron back in charge of Khoonda's defense. Right or wrong, Zeron is the best man to lead the militia in this crisis. Zeron says that even with a plan, the mercenaries have to gather their forces, then coordinate their assault. So we still have time. I'm afraid the militia has not been adequately trained for the task that befalls them. Right now, just us and the militia. I don't want to create a needless panic. But be assured I will make sure that all civilians are warned in time so they can get to safety. Though if we lose this battle, nowhere in Dantooine will be safe for settlers for long. Our militia is effective at peacekeeping, but isn't prepared for a full-scale battle. If you can do anything to ready them for the reality of it, that would be helpful. Besides that, look around Khoonda and see what you can do to strengthen our defenses. I know that we don't have the perimeter turrets online, and that alone could make a significant difference. Zeron says there is a considerable chance they will breach Khoonda itself. Anything you can do to slow them down could turn the tide of battle. I have instructed the militia and other Khoonda personnel that you are to be provided with anything that can be spared. Unfortunately, that isn't much. Here is a MasterCard key that will open all of the security doors inside Khoonda. Anything that might aid you in your task, please use. Soon, all the civilians will be evacuated. So if you have any business with them, I suggest you take care of it. Whenever you are ready to finalize the defenses, talk with Zeron.
What's going on?
I feel better. Thanks.
Nochi monas runta. Yun bola. Wata gratonchi mulira. Pitasa kantone tosha. Posoma britoshniki tuk tuk bamba. Bora. Tino molira nibonon. Kin un batno koktek. Posoma britoshniki tuk tuk bamba. Bora. Tino molira nibonon. Kin un batno koktek. Posoma britoshniki tuk tuk bamba. Bora. Tino molira nibonon. Kin un batno koktek. Fasa sushowi. Kana ina doka ches. Kapata rondi losochi rana bik bik. Na ji kachi a ubangta. Hoshmanfu ni wado ni kuta masapa. Tong higwamaji. Yumaliba to ato into tune. Doki nikama renzo ni inash di John Bla wenso mas. Tong abau shan uni nong. Dawanga nochi. Roren manama. Kochpa ino shan opora. Chauduso jamara. Chorhep donich. Dokshati rengotish. Bogra chiun Cuba. Kratok wikili jane.
Zeron was right about the mercenaries all along. I guess
We've been told to provide you with anything you need. We have to keep the news of the mercenaries' plans quiet for now.
Charanana gundoso remina che l'orakto kuro katpada. Fiadra tora pada no ringa tel camarada tel fibu nubu da bikarana cenirara. Charanana gundoso remina che l'orakto kuro katpada. Fiadra tora pada no ringa tel camarada tel fibu nubu da bikarana cenirara. Terewana jun konata della raguno tunna. Dai rinto ron kawre kare papanala ranshinga. Terace wemeno to rere sene sensen. Derin turunto wakare kwe wap gerebu. Ninso telepachan korsadarane gra delonuta choloren. Tere wana jun konata della raguno tunna. Dairin turun kawre kare papanala ranshinga. Derace wemenoto torere senesenten. Derin turunto wakare kwe wap gerebu. Ninso telepachan korsadarane gra delonuta choloren. Tere wana jun konata della raguno tunna. Dairin turun kawre kare papanala ranshinga. Derace wemenoto torere senesenten. Derin turunto wakare kwe wap gerebu. Ninso telepachan korsadarane gra delonuta choloren.
You did the right thing, General.
Trouble, but you might just be the right sort of trouble we need. The mercenaries aren't quick to mobilize, so you have time to do what you need. Or are you ready to finalize the defense plans? You sure? Once we're done with that, there may not be any time left before the mercenaries attack. That's fine. Better take care of anything you need to first. When you're ready, come back and we can talk about the final plans to defend Khoonda. I was right about you. You are trouble, but you might just be the right sort of trouble we need. The mercenaries aren't quick to mobilize, so you have time to do what you need. Or are you ready to finalize the defense plans? So you did. Here's the credits I told you about. Even with the caves cleared, I imagine it'll take some time before the Kinrath aren't on the plains. That was very helpful of you. You've saved some lives today. The mercenaries aren't quick to mobilize, so you have time to do what you need. Or are you ready to finalize the defense plans? You sure? Once we're done with that, there may not be any time left before the mercenaries attack. All right, then we got a lot to do.
Since you are here to bolster Khoonda's defense, I will hurry to the mercenary camp and delay their assault however I can.
I imagine that the mercenaries have got two goals in this whole thing. Kill me and kill the administrator. The rest of the settlers won't have courage to resist if they succeed. The administrator's locked up in her office tight, which means that the mercs have to go through us and Khoonda's defenses. Thanks to you, they're gonna have a tougher job. That's about it. Now we just need to dig in and wait for the mercs to come. Well, I'll tell them what's there to do. I'm not much for words. All right, I'll assemble the men. I hope you can speak good. I don't have the words. That was really something. I think any one of them would take a blaster bolt for you now. Let's get ready for the mercenaries. If we fall here, all of Dantooine falls with us.
Responsible for the surprises we've had during this battle. Stand aside. Our quarrel is with a distinguished administrator. This isn't your problem. Is that supposed to convince me, Jedi? I was trained by the Sith. My unit killed many Jedi. I'll give you one last chance. Leave the administrator to her fate. Then you've allied with these flaming settlers. The galaxy doesn't tolerate weakness. I was trained at Malak's Academy. Your tricks won't work on me. You're just another dead Jedi to me.
Sorry I was held up, but it looks like I've arrived in time to pull you out of your predicament.
Kill them all.
Thank you so much for your aid. You can be sure that Dantooine will not forget how the Jedi protected us from this planet. I'm sorry to offend you. You are, of course, our savior, and I am very grateful to you. We are a humble community, and this conflict has greatly diminished our resources. I hope this reward will be sufficient. I am humbled by your generosity. I will put this to good use. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much work to do. Dantooine will be slow to rebuild, but I am confident now that we will one day achieve prosperity.
Khoonda is safe in no small part due to you. I feel certain that the Administrator wouldn't have made it without your assistance. I may have misjudged you. In any case, I am free to talk about whatever you wish. There are a few of us left, but I do not even know if the others still live. we may be the last. We've been forced to divide our forces and retreat to places which will be difficult for our enemies to detect and attack. We have chosen to hide our presences from each other, so that the discovery of one will not endanger the others. We cannot, and we have resolved not to until we have found where the Sith are striking from. But even as our numbers thin, there is still no trace of them. We had hoped to outmaneuver them. By letting them believe themselves victorious, we thought they would become bold and step from the shadows. Then, all of us who remained vowed to meet here on Dantooine. From here we can plan a course of action and carry the battle to them. But so far they remain in hiding, and Jedi continue to vanish and die. Do you have more questions for me? Because you defied the Council and followed Revan to war. And from that war came another. Do you know how many worlds were destroyed in those wars? Dantooine, Telos, Sirocco? Do you see now why we counseled caution instead of action? You were the only one to come back and face judgment. But that was because you had lost your connection to the Force. Another casualty of war. No doubt you still blame us for your exile. I had hoped your isolation would give you time to reflect on what had happened, what you had done. But I see it as not. You have more questions for me? We did nothing to you. Accuse us if you will, but it will not change the truth. Cutting one off from the Force. Such punishments are reserved for only a few. Although it was within our power, we did not inflict such a loss upon you. Your loss was a casualty of war, no more. Perhaps it is Dantooine, but I do not feel such from you. I feel nothing but what I felt in the Council Judgment Chamber on Coruscant so long ago. Still, you and your connections were often a subject of debate in the Council. It is possible that returning to known space, journeying with others, has caused the Force to stir within you again. You have more questions for me? Force bonds? Yes. It is the bond that grows between master and student. Are you saying you have bonded with another? Such bonds normally grant strength to both, but not to such a degree. Are you certain? Perhaps it is merely what you believe. Still, your ability to form such connections, to influence others, was always a subject of discussion, even when you were a student here. Perhaps it is a punishment of a sort. But a bond that ties two lives together, such bonds do not seem natural to me. And with your loss of connection to the Force, it seems such a connection would be impossible. Perhaps it is Dantooine, but I do not feel such from you. I feel nothing but what I felt in the Council Judgment Chamber on Coruscant so long ago. Still, you and your connections were often a subject of debate in the Council. It is possible that returning to known space, journeying with others, has caused the Force to stir within you again. You have more questions for me? Have they? I've seen no evidence of them upon Dantooine. Only murderers and raiders. Why would they attack you? You are no Jedi. You cannot feel the Force. For some reason, I believe you. Still, I am curious as to how they would know to find you. Your trial was not public knowledge. Regardless, these Sith have struck, and you survived. This is more knowledge than I had before. And that means the Jedi may gather. If you can find others, or find some trace of the Sith threat, then we shall gather here on Dantooine. And from there we may decide what can be done. You have more questions for me? I suppose there's something I should show you. It will keep you alive long enough to prove useful. Using the Force as a weapon is a sticky issue. Many Jedi feel it leads to the dark side. My experience has taught me that it's lack of discipline that leads a Jedi astray. Use this form with proper restraint, and it will enhance the potency of your Force attacks. However, if you are reckless with this form, you will quickly drain your Force energy. I don't know how you learned that so quickly. Still, your form is sloppy. Keep practicing to tighten it up and you'll be fine.
Thanks for your help with the mercenaries. I hope someday I'll be able to return the favor.
You are always welcome here, Jedi.